좀 설명해 주세요, 뭔지.
아니 뭔지도 모르는데.
안녕하십니까. 오늘은 지은이가 저희 집으로 오셨고요. 지은이가 드론을 구매하셨다고 하셔가지고 처음으로 경험을 하면서 드론을 가르치도록 하겠습니다. 여기가 우리 자주 노는 에코가든.
고양이들 많아가지고.
근데 원래 이쪽에는 나무가 되게 많은데 다 깎아버렸네. 고양이들이 여기서 숨고 막 자고 그랬는데 여기도 원래 꽤 높았는데 이쪽에. 이쪽이랑. 고등학생들도 가끔씩 와가지고 담배 피는 것 같더라고. 사람들이 잘 안 보이니까.
그래서 다 깎았을 수도 있어요.
담배 피지 말라고.
담배 피는 거리라고.
걸어갈 때 천천히 좀 더 가까이 가야 돼.
고양이 천천히 깜빡거리면 저기 없는 거예요. 나오는데요? 다른 애들 안 먹고요?
위로 가시네. 여기가 위로고 밑으로는 이게 밑으로고 쪽은 이렇게.
아 이건 방향만 하는 거고 이거는. 고양이 점프해서 잡는 거 아니야?
안 무서워하네.
쫓아가는데? 온다.
그렇네. I'm heading to the bank today to make the down payment for our brewery equipment. So once I make this payment at the bank, everything's set in stone. They're gonna send the equipment and it's now it's just a waiting game. So the equipment's gonna take 3 months to arrive while we do our final preparations for the last 3 months before the brewery opens. I'm a little bit nervous kind of, but more excited because I'm really glad to get things in motion. And once I make this down payment, that's it. There's really no coming back. It's gonna be a critical day for us. Not that there's really anything difficult to do or to prepare. As of today, I'm going to be officially a beer brewer, or a failed brewer, that is. I'm running tight on time. We've got about 20 minutes to get to the bank.
이제 성공하겠다라는 성공 신청서 메인
네.
안녕하세요.
예, 감사합니다. I'm headed back to the house now after making the payment. It's a good day. Progress is in action. All right, I am back home now from the bank and just want to sit and talk with you guys for a little bit. So when the Romans went to battle, one of the generals did at a really famous war back in the day. They arrived to a fight where they knew that they would have trouble winning. They didn't know if they'd be able to win or not. They were severely outnumbered. Odds weren't good. Most likely they were going to go there to die. They sailed there to this land by ship to increase the morale of the fighters there. When they arrived to this island, they just burned all the ships. What the generals of the war had decided was that people that arrived to that foreign land with them had no way out. The only way that they were going to survive was to fight. I mean, I don't mean to be so dramatic, but it almost feels that way for us, Wildcat Brewery. Today, we sent off a large chunk of money to our brewery manufacturer, which is Tiantai. So if we decide to back out, it's going to be a huge loss for us. It's a big enough loss for us that we're not gonna turn back. This is final. It's something we're gonna see through to the end. We're gonna have to sign the lease and get a place. Since we have about 3 months before the equipment comes, we're gonna wait till about February to sign the lease, do all the construction so that the equipment arrives in March. We're gonna have to pass all sorts of tests, inspections for the beer since we are making alcohol, which is a consumable product. And we're looking at next April. That's when we're gonna be opening. We're gonna be calling a Wildcat Brewery. Wildcat is actually a name that I came up with 4 years ago. Actually 5 years ago, I thought about maybe possibly doing a brewery instead of opening up the gym. Before Jiu-Jitsu Land, before League Row, I thought about possibly doing a brewery. And at that time, I did a lot of research, looked at the costs associated with it, and I even came up with a name, which was Wildcat Brewery. Back then, we had a cat named Sadie, who has since passed away a few years ago. And I really liked what the word Wildcat The definition of wildcat in American slang, if you call a guy a wildcat, it's like, oh, that guy, crazy guy at the party. You could call someone a wildcat. And it wouldn't necessarily always be like a bad thing. It could be a positive thing as well. And so I would never do a brewery or a bar or any type of business unless I felt like I could do something an order of magnitude better. What I believe that I can do an order of magnitude better with this brewery is the essence of like an American party spirit. It's something that I feel like most of the bars, most of the breweries here in South Korea are not very experimental with their beer. They really haven't done a good job capturing the true vibe of an American keg party. So that's really what I want to bring here to Busan. Of course, I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to be the best possible beer brewer in the world. But there are so many good brewers out there that in order for me to really stick out, I'm gonna have to do something else really well. Luckily, I got a few tricks up my sleeve that I think other people can try to copy, but they won't be able to do. They won't be able to do it exactly the way we do it. That's why I'm really confident about this brewery's success. I know it's gonna do well. I know what we're selling is gonna sell well. It's gonna sell a lot better than Jiu-Jitsu, that's for sure. And there's gonna be a new chapter in our lives here. Is this Wildcat Brewery. And I spent so much time at the Eco Garden where all the cats are. It's funny that I came up with this name 5 years ago, but maybe it's no small coincidence I spent so much time at the cat garden. I don't believe so much in fate, like I believe that everyone creates their own fate, but in some essence, maybe it was fate that I chose the name Wildcat Brewery for this brewery.